Gómez has won the last 2 races so impressively. Brilliant in Hamburg, arguably even better in London. Preparing to dive into the Schwarzsee to start this Kitzbühel triathlon in 2010. Frodeno, Gómez and Brownlee, you'd think would be the big 3. It looks a fairly clean start.
On the right-hand side, wouldn't be surprised if it's another Russian. Yeah, they've got a boon, little camera boon out there right over top of these guys. These are great shots. I mean, that very tightly bunched for these guys as they come through. Petzold into there, Brukenkov, Courtney Atkinson, so good swim for him. Top 8 performance. And there you can see they come over that ramp, run the length of the transition zone, do a hard 180-degree turn on the bike, back a little bit further back, so you know that those guys are capable of riding up and through almost any pack. And there's your first group of about 25 or 28 guys. They are pushing fairly quickly. They're out of the saddle as they come through.
So actually went into the town centre today, maybe to have a coffee, lovely sunny day. Didn't know this was going on. Sat down, all of a sudden, 60 cyclists descend on them.
Well, it's you know, it's the kind of town that thinks. Third guy here. And as we speak, Javier Gomez comes in the screen, but I gotta think that when the camera pulls back, there'll be 6 more men following him on his specialized bike there. He looks over his shoulder, and I'm thinking they're gonna be looking at a lot of bodies here. Camera angle is a bit deceiving. We're only seeing the 3 in the lead, but I gotta think we'd like to see more. There's Javier. In fact, he didn't have his bicycle 12 hours ago. Specialized did a brilliant job. They actually had a bike shipped in for him and prepared. His bike eventually did show up at the airport, but had been lost for a couple of days. So there's Javier Gomez, powerful, strong. Javier Gomez always staying fairly close to the front.
A minute and 20 behind, though.
Yeah, even more. They're going to be better at 1:45. So there's that gap that we thought. Now let's just see. I mean, there's some unbelievable runners in this group, and they're now going to be able to just test every aspect of their insane running. Because to have to make up, look at Frodeno just hammering out of there. Gómez.
There's a real penalty.
Well, we'll see. It's supposed to be in the box. Helmet. So there's Gómez. He's pushing the pace.
Slight grimace on Brownlee's face.
Yeah, Brownlee does not, like, just look at it, the sweat on him. I know he's poured water over himself as well, but I don't think he does as well in the heat as he would like to be. I mean, the colder, the rainier, the uglier the day, probably the better for the man. Bevan Doherty, who now will have served his penalties, back into it. We understand that Jan Frodeno, I guess, is without a penalty today, so that over the top if he's able to do this.
It's Gómez, who we reckon has no idea yet. He's going to have to serve the penalty.
Yeah, well, this will just absolutely blow him if he can. There's Brownlee falling off. So Gómez right now, I'm not so sure that Gómez will have caught Stuart Hayes today anyway. We'll see. That was 1:45. I mean, he's probably going to be, we'll see them heading out. There they go, face to face. There he goes. Oh, he is serving the penalty. Well, you got to believe that he'll be in 3rd place by the time he looks over his shoulder. Man, the clock just clicks, clicks, clicks. Here goes Frodeno. This is going to be good now because these 2 guys are going to fight it out. There he goes. So now he's going to have to try to make up the gap. Charbonnet.
Smile there from Javier Gomez to Hayes, I think, as well.
I don't think that's a smile. He does this big weird pursing of his lips when he's running like a wild man, and he's just sucking in air like a steamship. Gómez has dropped Jan Frodeno, so they're in 2nd and 3rd. Matt Charbonnet podiums.
Frightening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gomez coming home clear in 2nd. This will obviously enhance his chances. They won't overtake Frodeno in the overall standings, but I think on current form of all the big guns, Gómez has got to be favourite to win in Budapest.
Well, the only reason I think you got to wait till the cards lie, you know that Frodeno was tired, did his work.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened. I'm sure the lines was not the reason. The helmet, I saw it like in every race, like everyone is doing. So I'm pretty disappointed with the decision. I don't know what could have happened, and that's a bit sad. I mean, anyway, nothing would have changed. I wouldn't catch Stuart. He did a great job, and I'm so happy for him. But I had to beat Frodo twice this time. And it was hard. I'm again happy with my performance, my running performance. The guys in the breakaway, they worked pretty well, so Stuart deserves the victory. I'm 2nd place. It's all right. I can change this place by my 4th in Madrid, so I score some more points for the final. So I'm quite happy. Yeah.
Were you at all frustrated in that big bike pack that there wasn't more work being done to catch that group of 5 that got away?
Well, I knew that would happen, you know. I tried to catch a breakaway. I was with Chris Gemmel and Vasiliev for half a lap maybe, or a bit less. But they caught us again, and then Bennett and the guys broke away. And once the third, fourth lap, when it's made, behind no one wants to work. So it was about 2 minutes in the transition. And to people like Stuart, they are also good runners. It's not easy to catch them again.
Gómez has won the last 2 races so impressively. Brilliant in Hamburg, arguably even better in London. Preparing to dive into the Schwarzsee to start this Kitzbühel Triathlon in 2010. Dano, Gómez and Brownlee, you'd think would be the big 3. It looks a fairly clean start.
On the right-hand side, wouldn't be surprised if it's another Russian. Yeah, they've got a boon, little camera boon out there right over top of these guys. These are great shots. I mean, that very tightly bunched for these guys as they come through. Petzold into there, Brukankov, Courtney Atkinson, so good swim for him. Top 8 performance. And there you can see they come over that ramp, run the length of the transition zone, do a hard 180-degree turn on the bike, back a little bit further back, so you know that those